City of Sydney Council meeting Tuesday, January 13th. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Open Meetings Act's over there on the west wall. Is there any comments by the public?
Joe McCarn, Cheyenne County Chamber. Hopefully you guys all know me by now, but just wanted to thank the couple of you that came to the annual banquet Saturday night. We had a blast. It was a lot of fun, so thank you guys for attending. Also, we have a ribbon cutting this Thursday at noon for Iris and Palm over in the Jones Center. So if anybody can make it, that would be great. Iris and Palm's house plants is what she does. It's kind of a cool little shop that she's created there, and looking forward to having her grand opening / ribbon cutting on Thursday at noon. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of council minutes December 23rd. Is there a motion?
Stop working.
I'll motion to approve the council minutes from January 23rd.
I'll second.
Kirkman,
Yes.
Coons,
Yes.
Vondergaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Abstain.
Lee,
Yes.
Awards presentation to Chief Matt Butts, Sydney Volunteer Fire Department by Chief Mark Onstott of the Potter Fire Department.
So I'm going to do this unorthodox way, so I can look out at their team as well. For those that you don't know, the state of Nebraska gives out awards to certain events that happen. And this award is called the SAVE Award, and it's the highest award that can be given to an individual for their act to save another individual. And so I'm here on behalf of not only myself, but also the state of Nebraska, represent Matt Butts, the award. And just to give you a little background, on the evening of November 21st, Sydney EMS was paged out to an individual choking on food. The fire department was not initially paged out to assist the incident. However, Chief Butts knew the potential severity of this incident and responded. While Sydney EMS was en route, they asked for mutual aid from the Sydney Fire Department. However, Chief Butts was already en route and first on the scene. Chief Butts performed the Heimlich maneuver on this patient. The family had tried the Heimlich maneuver prior to Chief Butts' arrival, however, did not have success. Chief Butts was successful with the maneuver and dislodged the object. Noted during the response, updated information was coming into dispatch, relaying to responding units that the patient could not breathe and was turning blue. It was reported by Sydney EMS that this was a total obstruction. The patient was transported to our local hospital for further evaluation and recovery. Without the quick thinking of Chief Butts and willingness to respond as a volunteer prior to their department being requested, saved an individual's life and saved this individual from potentially going into cardiac arrest. So on behalf of the state, myself, the city, all of the community, Matt, if you'll come up here, please. Also, I'd like to just say, as an outsider looking in, Sydney and Potter, we mutual aid quite a bit. You guys are in great hands. You have a great fire department, great individuals, great volunteers that are willing to do almost anything. They train hard. They are very well respected, not only in the western part of the state, but throughout the entire state of Nebraska. So you guys should be very proud of what you have with Chief Butts, his officer group, his entire member group. They do an outstanding job. So, Matt, thank you very much, sir. There's that, and there's your SAVE Award pen.
I do have this stuff.
Speech.
So you gotta give a speech.
Yeah, I'll give a short one.
I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, sir. First, I'm honored to receive this recognition, and I appreciate Mark Onstott for the work that he did to get it out there and known. But this award reflects the many people that are involved with it, from the dispatchers to EMS, law enforcement, and the firefighters within the department, surrounding areas. We all trained together, and with us not training together, it wouldn't have had that outcome. The incident behind the award isn't about just myself. It's about the preparation, the teamwork, and doing what we're trained to do when somebody else needs us. So that's it. If anybody would like to volunteer, we're always taking applications. So put that out there too.
Consideration of resolution 202-60101.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. At the December 2nd, 2025 regular city council meeting, City Clerk Lori Borchett, I'm sorry if I messed that up, Lori, formally announced her retirement effective March 2nd, 2026. Following the receipt of Lori's retirement notice, city staff posted the position of Deputy City Clerk on the November 19, 2025. The position remained open through December 19th of 2025. And upon closing the posting period, and as directed by the Mayor and City Council, City Human Resources Director Autumn Ramirez and I conducted initial interviews with 3 qualified candidates. And these interviews were held on December 29th of 2025. During the interview process, one candidate clearly stood out among the other applicants. Kim Phillips has served the residents of Sidney for the past 25 years, beginning her career as a utility billing clerk, and then on January 31st of 2021, she transitioned into the role of bookkeeper/payroll. Kim is familiar with the cash receipting, general ledger, and accounts payable procedures, as well as serving as cemetery records clerk. Throughout her career and up to her promotion to bookkeeper, Kim has consistently demonstrated strong skills and extensive knowledge of her city operations, and these qualities will continue to serve the city of Sidney and its residents well within her role as deputy city clerk. So if approved by the mayor and city council today, Kim will serve as deputy city clerk/office manager during a probationary period not to exceed the retirement date of our current city clerk on March 2nd of 2026. During this time, Kim will work alongside Lori to receive the training and mentorship necessary to assume the responsibilities of city clerk/treasurer, and upon Lori's retirement, should the mayor and city council choose, appoint her. It is my recommendation that the mayor and city council appoint Kim Phillips as deputy city clerk/office manager. Upon successful completion of her probationary period, staff will evaluate her performance and bring forward a second recommendation to council to appoint her as the city clerk/treasurer during the regular board meeting February 24th, 2026. Alternatives, council may decline the recommendation to appoint Kim Phillips as deputy city clerk and direct staff to repost the position for a second round of applicants.
Okay, so how about this? Before we motion, Kim's got to come up here.
I love it. I think it's a great idea.
Well, thank you for coming up here, Kim. I got one question for you. What are you most looking forward to in 2026?
Progression, learning the job. I'm learning from the best. I've learned every single thing from her.
Awesome. Anybody else want to grow? Kim, like, get her some tough questions.
You took all the easy ones.
Yeah.
Let me have it.
No, I think it's awesome. Nice talking
Yeah.
to you the other day, and it's not like you want to change anything. You want to continue building off of it, and I think that's great.
Yeah, we're very excited for you.
I'm excited.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Fantastic.
Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll motion to appoint Kim Phillips as the deputy director / office manager.
Second.
Yeah.
Who seconded?
Burke.
Coons,
Yes.
Bondegaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Kirkman.
Yes.
Thanks, Kim.
You new deputy clerk. On to Board of Adjustment, reappoint Scott McDaniel.
All right, so the terms for the two members on the Planning Commission will expire in January of 2026. Steve Hume, 24 years on the Planning Commission or on the Board of Adjustments, and then Scott McDaniel, 15 years. There's also a vacant alternate position that needs to be filled that we're going to be working on, trying to market and see if we can get that alternate filled on there. Again, their commitment to the time is not very much, but if Scott McDaniel can't show up, then at least we have that alternate to make sure we have quorum there. The Board of Adjustment consists of 5 regular board members plus 1 alternate, all of whom are appointed by the City Council for a term of 3 years. One of the regular members must be appointed from the membership of the Planning Commission. This board has the authority to specific cases that to authorize variances and to vary and modify the zoning codes of the City of Sydney. Members must reside within the jurisdictional area of the board, with at least 1 member residing outside the corporate boundaries of the city. It is my recommendation to reappoint Scott McDaniel to fulfill another 3-year term. And again, we can advertise for the alternate for Scott McDaniel if he's unable to make those meetings.
I mean, I know Scott, obviously, from the Housing Authority, so. Yeah, I guess I would motion to reappoint Scott McDaniel to the Board of Adjustment.
I'll second.
Bondegaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Kirkman,
Yes.
Coons.
Yes.
Historic Board reappointment, Victoria Lowry.
All right, the Historic Preservation Board is set to consist of 7 members, 3 of which are citizens interested in the history and historic preservation of Sydney, 4 real estate owners of property located in the Sydney's Historic District. The board members are appointed for a 3-year term. The appointments are made by the city manager with confirmation from the city council. City manager seeks confirmation of Victoria Lowry to be reappointed to another term of the Historic Preservation Board. Her term was up in October of 2025, and as a successful business owner and property owner within the historic district, and someone who has great passion for history and community, Victoria is an asset to the board. Previous action, Victoria was originally appointed to the Historic Preservation Board by the city manager and confirmed by city council in 2019, and then reappointed again in 2022. So it is my recommendation that we reappoint Victoria for another 3-year term ending October of 2028, giving us 6 current Historic Preservation Board members with 1 spot still open.
Is there a motion to approve Victoria Lowry?
I'll make the motion to approve Victoria Lowry.
Second?
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Kirkman,
Yes.
Coons,
Yes.
Bondegaard.
Yes. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. December 2025 budget reports. Kagan.
Good evening, Council. City Finance Director Kagan Carwin. Going to break down December here. Looking at the general fund revenue side of things, property tax DMV, that was up 4.1 thousand, excuse me, from last year, or 28.63%. Majority of this is just that property tax side of things, with motor vehicles being flat to little growth. Sales occupation tax, that's the big one. That's the talking point here. This was down 123.9 thousand from last year, or a negative 96.47%. No sales tax was collected this month due to that state economic development reimbursement that would fall under the Advantage Act. When excuse me, calculating the full portion of sales tax that the state would have reimbursed, we would have been sitting about 296.5 thousand with a 3% admin fee, and then we would break that down to the percentages within the general fund, the bonds, the so on and so forth. So that 296 wouldn't cover the whole 123, but would have been very equivalent to kind of where we were landing last year. So losing that money on that state economic development reimbursement has, definitely hindered things a little bit here on the sales tax side for the year. It was budgeted to lose this money, so we were prepared for it. And the state gives us about a year in advance for that notification. So fees for service, this was up 19.7K to last year, or 107.5%. All accounts were up in this category. The biggest portion was we had some golf memberships come through that equated to about $17,000 above last year. State, federal, county up 30.4K from last year, or 23.1%. All accounts were up. The biggest call out here is just the state equalization being up 19.5K. When we get into franchise admin fees, this is a timing thing that we'll take those receipts this month. That was down 211.9K from last year, or a negative 98.5. Again, main cause is just those admin fees and the timing that we're taking them. They will be taken in January, so it'll be at equivalent, just different months. On the other side of things, this was up 86.7K from last year, or a very large percentage. This is an increase in our transfer of equipment reserves, and this has been a change from previous years. So in previous years, this was allocated in a different fund. With working in the auditors, and one of their recommendations for future years from last year's audit was to transition that money back in where the expenditures would be coming from the actual department itself that land in the general fund. Our proprietary functions do this already. So we're trying to correct that action that they've asked us to take. So that's why we're seeing that transfer on the revenue side kind of skyrocket, because as we purchase equipment, you'll see that transfer from their equipment reserves go back into the general fund and then be expensed out, say through the parks or the police side of things, so, or any of the general fund functions. Jumping over to the year-to-date breakdown of general fund revenues, it's kind of the same story. It's following the same trends as what we saw for the December side of things, and we're seeing that growth or loss with the sales tax. So on revenues over expenditures for December, the general fund came in at a negative $374,000. The street department was a positive $17,000, electric a positive $205,000, water a negative $70,000, sewer a negative $118,000, and landfill a positive $31.3 thousand. Into the year-to-date side, again, I know we've sat here and talked about this all last year, that we were down, and then obviously we ended the year positive. It's something that we'll continue to watch. We just had conversations this morning during staff meeting about being, considerate of the expenditures that you're making, and really watch what we're doing moving forward with where we're sitting on these negatives. So it is something that I think all the superintendents are going to do their due diligence to make sure that they try to, course correct, especially again until we get to these summer months where the general fund can be affected by golf and everybody's traveling and so on and so forth, for all that aspects to happen. I think we're just kind of in that waiting game right now, such as we were last year. So, but again, we're still trying to be proactive and limit as much as we can, especially with where we know that the sales tax is coming in. So we're really watching things this year with that change from last year. So any questions?
Yes. Is the Advantage Act, is that going to happen again, or is that?
So the Advantage Act has sunset. Today, it lives pretty much identically under the Imagine Nebraska Act. And yes, that is something that from the state's level that I imagine they will continue to move forward with.
So is it going to take out again this year, or?
Yes, we have been notified that there will be a hit for next year's sales tax as well.
Sure. So
Yep.
we're
So
done for this year, though?
Uh-huh.
We're done for this year?
It should be, other than some minor, auditings of sales tax, stuff like that. There might be some here and there, but I don't expect a massive one, such as, like what we saw with this. So,
Did they say how much the next year's was going to be?
right now I have a couple of them sitting on my desk, and I think we're sitting roughly about 250,000. And so we could still have more fall in, depending on when the state notifies us. But yes, that will continue to move forward, so.
Do they let you know what timetables this is from? Like they're trying to reimburse on this year? They just say, here's the dollar amount.
They tell us basically
Pay
the
us.
dollar amount
Okay.
and then what month they would pull it.
Okay.
So like the letter that I just received, I think said November of next year.
Okay.
So
So could it, we don't even know the time frame. Could have been
no,
5 years ago.
within
they're
the
trying to
Advantage
recoup,
Act,
or-
I think the maximum reimbursement period, and don't quote me on this, but I want to say it was like 10 years. So you had 5 years to obtain the agreement, and then 5 years to claim, and it could have been 15. I can't. It depends on where you land and what initiative you fall in, because within like the Imagine Nebraska Act, like I said, it's very similar to Advantage Act. There's several different like criteria you can fall into. Some of those allow state or sales tax reimbursements. Some of them don't. So essentially, this is something that's located inside city limits that has, you know, sales tax deductions so that they've worked with the state and deemed that it is, you know, necessary to reimburse that based on the fact, you know, they were bringing sales tax and job creation to the town at the time that they've created this. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, I know
but we don't really get notified. So like if you wanted to start a business and do like a state economic development program, they don't notify us to tell us that, you know, Brett Kirkman's business is going to be opening up and doing all these things. Now, I mean, we'll still have some permitting, like if it's new buildings, stuff like that. But if you're acquiring, say, the Cabela's building, working with a lease, I mean, none of that necessarily is notifying the city that you're going to go after all these state economic development reimbursements.
So would it be extremely helpful or slightly helpful for us to know when folks are going to be trying to capitalize on these, so that we can have like an idea that, hey, there's this business coming? Like, I don't know. I guess you could argue.
I mean,
either way.
sure, yeah, on a budgeting perspective, yes, it would be, but is that, I mean, that's all for the state legislature to determine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for us, you know, budgeting wise, and being a smaller municipality, I think it would benefit us to know those types of things.
Okay.
Now, is that an overstep of our knowledge to what people are being and applying for? You know, I mean, like I said, that we could argue that all day long.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like I need to do a little bit more digging into the Imagine Nebraska. I do know that the League of Nebraska Municipalities, there was somebody trying to spearhead getting this to the table. I think it was from Seward, and then it just kind of like died on the vine. But yeah, I think if we can keep talking to our state senators, you know, and you know, try to work out something. Maybe it's just more transparency.
Right.
No, like we got to figure out what that, because I know they have massive deficits that they're up against, right? So
Correct.
they're going to want all the revenue they can possibly get to overcome those things. So, yeah, I'm just curious to know, like, if this is beneficial to know. I mean, maybe we can get transparency on what time period this is coming back.
So, I mean, you
from.
kind
don't
of have
know.
an idea of the time period. You know, we'd done a lot of research into this when we got the notification. So last year around this time frame, we were digging heavily into it. Those acts have about a 10, 15-year lifespan, and that's kind of the lifespan you're working with. I think Imagine Nebraska
governments are
started in
slow,
2021,
right? So-
maybe 18. I don't remember exactly, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, you kind of have a time period of when it could be requested. I mean, we can go through all the documentation and see who's been approved with those types of programs. But again, there's no conversations from the state to the city saying that, you know, Brett Kirkman's business is going after this reimbursement, and we're notifying you, right? Like, yeah, so transparency on a budgetary level, would be
Yeah.
kind of nice, but, I think with way legislatures wrote now, and pertaining to sales tax and proprietary information for those businesses,
Yeah.
they do give us a year in advance, roughly, of what that is, and what that reimbursement would look like. I guess it's, like I said.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a lot to have to budget around. I mean, at least they're giving you a year so you can wrap your head around it. Okay, I'll move on from that. Any other questions on the minute? Okay. So yeah, I think you detailed out pretty well, because if anybody's just looking at this, either December or the quarterly, well, I guess it's not quarterly, I'm talking business world here, but
Yep.
the trend line is showing like, well, it's not a good trend, but if you just say that, okay, well, we've got it's almost a double whammy. So you've got the franchise fees that we didn't take in December, that we did take last year in December, and then you also have the big reimbursement on the Imagine. So I think you explained that well. I think everybody should understand that. My question is, on all departments, is it possible to get it in also a format where you can show in relation to budget, right? Because we budget, but these numbers, they might look really daunting, but if we budgeted for these things and we're well within budget, I mean, okay, like I think that's,
Yeah, I can definitely add that
yeah.
to the report. I don't think that would be
I
an
think it would
issue.
be beneficial. I don't know if anybody else does.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I got for you, Kate.
Perfect.
Anybody else have any more questions?
Do you spread the budget by month?
What do you mean?
Do you take the total budget number and have 12 numbers that equal up to it?
Yeah, I can.
But you probably don't have it that way now, right?
No, when we look at a budgetary, perspective on our financial statement, we're really looking at period to date and then year to date actuals. We can do a month to period or compare it to last year. However you guys, want to see it.
Yeah, I think
we can
we
build
talked
anything.
about this once before, right? Like, because if you can be like, hey, the golf course, is you've got a budget that you extrapolate over the whole year, or the aquatic center you extrapolate over the whole year.
And so that is broke down in the financial statement.
Sure.
Which I know that is a little further down. Like when we look
But you're going to be
at-
showing like 1% of budget on the aquatic center, right?
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah.
nobody's going to the pool. So
Yeah, so in a whole right now, we have about a 25% fiscal year, and as far as revenues go on the general fund, we're sitting at a 9% on total fund expenditures. So all the functions within the general fund, we're sitting at 15.3%. So.
Yeah, I know it's buried in. I just thought it would be.
But yeah, no,
helpful
I can
if we did it, like,
definitely
at this
add
format
total
right there.
budgetary
Just
numbers
quick
to it.
snapshot,
And
boom, this is where we are.
yeah,
Okay.
if you want to.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
No.
Perfect. Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve the budget report?
I would make a motion that we approve the December 2025 budget reports.
I'll second.
Lee,
Yes.
Kirkman,
Yes.
Coons,
Yes.
Sondergaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe.
Yes.
On to December 2025 claims. Rob Coons.
Didn't see anything out of the ordinary, so
Is there a motion for the claims?
I'll make the motion to accept the claims for 2025, December 2025.
Second.
Kirkman,
Yes.
Coons,
Yes.
Sondergaard,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
On to city manager's report.
All right. First, just want to congratulate again Chief Matt Butts and the rest of his crew. I know not too long ago I spent about 3 hours with Chief running around there and just getting all the ins and outs. And it takes a lot to run that department on there. And again, hear great things throughout the community on there. So greatly appreciate you, greatly appreciate the rest of you on that. And I hope I can get out of this office and spend a little bit more time with all of you guys. So thank you very much for that. A couple other updates I had, just Northside Park. So we did receive the 90% design drawing from Brickyard Consulting. So we're working on scheduling a meeting next week. I'll let everyone on council know about that. So if a couple of you want to attend that to kind of see where we're at. The 90% design plan was projected to be done by January 12th of 2026. So we're right on the projected completion date for that. So following the design review, which again will be to be determined next week, we're going to review some of the final construction documents, and then kind of the anticipated completion date for that would be February 19th of 2026. Once those final construction documents are completed and submitted, obviously we'll bring that to the next council meeting so that we can present that as well. Then the project will start the bidding process, and that period is expected to run from February 18th to March 31st. With the project award dates going from April 14th 2026. Once those projects and those bids are awarded, then it is anticipated for the construction site improvements to begin April 15th with a completion date of December 1st of 2026. So again, with the anticipated timeline that they've had from the beginning, we're right on par with that. So any questions on the north side park before I jump in? No.
Looking like it's on budget though.
So
Things.
as far as the grant and what we've been awarded, no. We were awarded 1.16 million between the Game and Parks and the CCCF grant on there. So those were conversations that we had to have with Brickyard Consulting as well too, because we're looking at an overall construction cost of about 1.5 million with that. So myself, Chase, and Kagan met with Brickyard Consulting and Tallgrass Landscaping to just look through some of the items that were going to go up for proposal. One of them was about $80,000. That's installing the electrical side of things. We've already talked with our electrical superintendent, and our guys will be doing all of that. So there's an $80,000 cost savings there. There was some seeding and some tree removal, as well as some light installations that we're going to be able to save money. I don't have the exact numbers here, but I'll get to you. But we got it down, just about under 600,000. So below the actual project or the allocations that we're receiving from the Game and Park grants and the CCCF grant on there. So again, that initial project quote on there was obviously inflated, so we're hoping that comes down anyway. But just to take precautionary measures, we looked at different areas of where our team can fill in the gaps and save us a little bit of money moving forward with it. So if anything changes though on that, we will definitely keep you all updated.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, the only other thing I have, we do have an Economic Development Citizens Advisory Committee scheduled for January 21st at 12 p.m. here in the council room. So if anybody wants to attend that. Right now, we're still working on some agenda items, but we will be reviewing the LBA 40 contract with the Cheyenne County Community Center for job creation. On there, that was initially signed October 22nd, 2028, and they submitted their pay stubs for the reporting period. So just something I want to get in front of the committee and discuss the performance with that versus what that initial contract, since I wasn't involved in developing those contracts from the beginning. And then we did receive a request for rural workforce housing funds, or I should say the Panhandle Area Development received it, in the amount of $212,264. And this was from Integrity Homes that are looking at potentially putting in a townhouses there north of Toledo Street and east of 13th Street. So I'll be taking that to the Economic Development Citizens Advisory Committee as well too for review and potential LBA 40 contract with that.
That's on the 21st.
That is on the 21st at noon. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Next week. And that is all I have, gentlemen.
Thank you, Josh. Lori?
Nothing.
Kendra? Sam? Deputy Clerk? Marshall? Kagan?
Honestly, just want to thank Matt and his, crew. I think the city is, very fortunate to have what we have. And I think you guys always go above and beyond what the call is. So thank you guys. And over to YouTube, you guys are sitting at 37 views tonight.
Jeremy?
Oh, nothing. No, we're good.
Bert?
Good.
Brett?
Yeah, just a couple things I'm keeping an eye on. So obviously the Housing Authority, I'm on that board, so that's keeping me pretty occupied right now. But we're really trying to drive the housing situation there for Sioux Villa. So again, just could use all the help I can get. I'm just trying to have as many conversations as I can, so I can really kind of grasp the whole idea. So that's keeping me pretty occupied. And then this time of year it's legislative session. So the one thing that I'm trying to help out Josh with is just kind of keep an eye on things that may affect us at the city while you're kind of getting up to speed on everything that happens with the city side, and you're trying to do everything on an area-wide basis. I'm going to try to help you out. Just, it's things that I notice that are coming up here. And there is one interesting one, which is raising the advertisement of bids. So they're trying to raise the level up from, I think it's 30,000 where it's at right now, to 90,000. So if it's under 90,000, then you don't have to, I guess, like put it out there the way that we have in the past for different improvements. Hopefully I'm saying that all correctly. Who knows if it's going to pass or not, but it's coming up there. And then there's like, I don't even know how Paul deals with this stuff, but there's like probably 50 other things that come out on day one. So it's like, okay. That's all I got.
Rob?
I'm good.
I want to say congratulations to Chief Butts and all the volunteers of the fire department for keeping us safe and everything. And I want to say congratulations to the banquet for the comedian and the chamber, I guess, for the comedian and everything, and the Dancing with the Stars. Yep. And we are going into closed session for the purpose of personnel, police lieutenant. Can I have a motion to go in closed session?
I'll make a motion that we go into closed session for the purpose of personnel, police lieutenant.
Second. Thank you.
Coons,
Yes.
Bonnegarde,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Kirkman.
Yes.